Hello all, and welcome to our bridge episode between Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 2. If you haven't watched the two-part breakdown for the first game, shame on you! Just kidding. Click on the card on the screen to get caught up with us. Before we dive too far, this episode is the first of 3 for Silent Hill 2. The reason behind that? As many people know, this game has a lot to unpack, and I mean a lot. This first part will lay the foundation for our discussion, and will be much more generalized and much shorter than the other 2 videos, so don't worry. I need to stress this is a bridge episode, where you'll hear me make a great deal of generalizations, but the details will be covered as we go on. The most important thing we need to focus on now is the opening moments of the game. Let's talk about reality, character themes, and the combination of the 2 for the opening moments of Silent Hill 2. Now, art director Tsuboyama notes 2 distinct keywords to describe the tools we'll use to break down this opening: attraction and repulsion. In an interview during the making of the game, Tsuboyama said, quote, "I wanted to create something that would really disturb the game players whilst attracting them. Something with an aura of mystery," end quote. In this video, we're going to focus on attraction. One of the most brilliant aspects of how the look of the game was made was that it drew from the real-world inspiration. Of course, every video game has elements that are drawn from reality. I mean, we all know what a toilet looks like. It's not like they made it on their own. The difference here, though, is that the game is going to take us further than we've ever been in reality. Perhaps, only in our dreams could we relate to the visuals we see later in the game. If we're thrown into a fantastical world from the go, let's say with something like Final Fantasy X, it'll be hard to differentiate between the more avant-garde or dreamlike moments. Silent Hill does this, while Final Fantasy really focuses on the fantasy aspect. That's okay though, because Final Fantasy isn't attempting to convey the same message Silent Hill is, but more on that much farther down the road. Stepping back into this game, James begins in a bathroom, much like any rest stop that anyone has ever been to. We know it, and are instantly aware that for the time being, things are normal. Granted, the bathroom is pretty run down, but aren't most rest stops? So overall, we're at least aware that we're in a world that can exist. Let's take this a step further. We also learn from the start that James received a letter from his dead wife, Mary. Instantly, that should make us all think, okay, James, you're crazy. And yet, we keep playing. There's that mystery that Tsuboyama mentioned. If she's dead, then who sent the letter? What happened to Mary? More importantly, what does James believe about all of this? But right here, let's call something else out. Isn't there another lingering question in the back of our minds? Could Mary actually be alive? Usually we wouldn't think this, but again, right away, we're pushed into this very real world, which just makes this idea of maybe a mistaken death even stronger. Here is our attraction right off the bat, a real-world mystery that could be solved. Placing reality in the forefront from the start is part of that attraction. Repulsion isn't far off though, but we need to understand a few more things first. For now, let's relate all of this to the music, and probably the most recognizable song in the Silent Hill 2 soundtrack. Theme of Laura. When composing the track, Yamaoka said, quote, "I don't think the melody is the most important thing in a piece of music. However, for this theme, I base the music on a sad melody with a strong beat. Above all, I want to make sure people feel something listening to my music." End quote. This, my friends, is our musical form of attraction. The striking difference between Silent Hill 2's soundtrack compared to Silent Hill 1 is how each track is used. Here, every song lends its melody and beat to a character. Of course, we did see this in Silent Hill 1, like I pointed out with Dahlia and Dr. Michael Kaufman, but in those instances, it was a means of subtly warning the player of danger or safety. See, Silent Hill 1 is more about discovering and uncovering the mystery of the town itself, but Silent Hill 2 is about the people within it during James's journey. The music reflects this as well, and as we'll learn in the next video, the overall mood of melancholy is represented within Theme of Laura. Yamaoka said melody wasn't important to him, but here, in the opening track, it is. Why is that? To attract us. just like the art direction we noted, and that's why it's featured in the opening cinematic at the beginning of the game. It's essentially setting up the mood for the entire game, while also accomplishing something else. We're attracted to the song because we can hum it, it has a recognizable tune, but when we break down each part, there are aspects of Yamaoka's texture that warn of danger. We're being seduced with the familiar and just enough of a mystery, both in the visuals and story, with this melodic theme acting as a soundtrack to how we should be feeling. Melancholy, but attracted. For now, I'll say this. A slight spoiler for part 2, Laura as a character represents reality, hence, her theme used as the opening cinematic song is a backup to Tsuboyama's focus on reality in the art direction. Why is this important? What did I say reality did at the beginning? It attracts us to the story, to delve deeper where the developers have hidden the repulsion just beneath the surface. In the next video, we'll break down a majority of the tracks and how they relate to each other, plus the concept of repulsion. I'm not going to lie, part 2 is probably going to be my favorite video to make, as Yamaoka and the developers made a mind-blowing connection between the music, sound, and character arcs. We're going to get real nerdy, and it's going to be fantastic. Thank you so much for watching. Now, a huge help to me actually would be if you subscribe, like, and share this video with people that you think would enjoy it as well. I actually love doing these, and I've been getting great feedback from people, which I super duper appreciate. So thanks for everyone who's reached out to me to tell me that you're liking the videos. It helps me keep going, it helps me focus on doing these when my life gets pretty crazy and busy, which it is right now. I can't wait to do more of these, and I would love to be able to share this with as many people as I can, especially those who like to delve as deep as we do. So thanks again, and I'll talk to you next week.